All right, this is a little bit of information about how to bullet journal. Um, Bullet journaling is the method that I want you guys to try out for tomorrow and also for next week. See how you like it. The purpose of bullet journaling is to simplify everything. You'll be able to take all of the different events and activities and things you have to do and put them in one list. So again, you can put everything on the same list. Okay. This shows you some of the different kinds of things you might have on your list. For example, you might have a Saxon math lesson to complete or an essay to write for history class. You could have a couple of class sessions to attend. You could have family um, that you want to spend time with or talk to. You can also have chores that you have to do. Okay, so when you are making your list, it's a little more involved than a to-do list, and there's going to be these 4 different symbols or markers, I guess, that you could use to make your list. It's called bullet journaling because you were going to write your tasks using bullets. Going along with tasks or on their own, if you write a dash, that means it's a note, and a little circle means it's an event, for example, a class that you're attending, and an asterisk means that that event should be priority. Okay, we're going to take a second and look at a sample list. It's actually the same sample list, and identify some of those features. If you look to the left-hand side where there's that pink line, those events, Trash to Curb, Saxon, Lesson 43, and World War II essay, are all marked with bullet points because they're all things that have to be done. If you look just beneath World War II, there's a purple line pointing to the note that says due on the 28th of March. So you can use notes to say important things about the day or to say important things about the task that needs to be done. So even though the essay needs to be done, that note tells you that it doesn't have to be done for tomorrow. Underneath that are what we call subtasks, which are things that have to be accomplished before you can finish the essay. If something requires a lot of steps, it's good to use subtasks to break that down. If you look just a little bit further under that, you'll see there are 2 little circles next to Latin and math. It says Latin at 2:30. That tells me that I have a Latin live class to attend at 2:30, and math, I have a live class to attend at 10. Let's take a look at this again. It's the same page, but we're going to look at the asterisk up at the top. Trash to Curb is marked with an asterisk because that has to happen on Monday because the trash pickup is early Tuesday morning. So if something has to happen or you need to make sure that it's accomplished that day, put an asterisk in front of the bullet point. And there is one more marking we haven't talked about, and that is an exclamation point. Let's say you're going about your day and you have an idea or someone asks you to do something. Add it to your daily log, and if it's an idea that you want to pursue and think about, add an exclamation point. That tells you or reminds you that it's not simply a task, but it's something that you decided to work on. Okay. The next thing is checking things off your to-do list. So again, it's a little more complicated than what we're normally used to with a to-do list, but here are the different markings. You would draw an X through the bullet point to show that a task is completed. If you were not able to complete a task that day and need to do it the next day, then you would draw that arrow facing right. It's like the same symbol they use for less than or greater than. Okay, that tells you that you're going to be moving that assignment to the next day. If you have an assignment that is not due tomorrow, but it's due a little bit further in the future, then you're going to take that assignment and put it on the calendar so that you have that in your mind. Okay. And then the very last marking is a strike through to show that information is no longer relevant. So at the end of your day, you're going to sit down with your to-do list and you're going to go through and mark things that you haven't marked. As you're completing things throughout the day, you can check them off, but then the moving things and marking as irrelevant happens at the end of the day. So here's again some examples. On my to-do list, I had the task to sanitize the kitchen. I sanitized the counters, so I checked them off. I sanitized the stove, so I checked it off. But someone had already sanitized the microwave, so that task is no longer relevant and I can cross it out. With this example, the World War II essay, this essay was assigned on the 22nd, but it's not due until the 28th. So I know I need to be working on it, but I'm going to take that assignment out of the daily tasks list and move it to the calendar so that I can be working on smaller tasks throughout the week that will help me complete the essay. And the last kind of marking, if you look down here at our lectures, there was a Latin lecture at 2:30 p.m. There's an X through the circle which says that you attended the lecture, but the math has that arrow facing right, which lets you know that you missed the 10 a.m. lecture and that you need to watch the lecture tomorrow. So that's bullet journaling. I think it's a really great organization system. It takes a little bit of getting used to. There is a lot of information about it online if you're interested in looking at more, but I want you just to do a daily log for now. The next two pictures are of a weekly log that I started doing as a sample where you can put down, again, chores and scheduled events and assignments that you have, social things that you have going on. And then there's also something called the monthly log where you can look ahead to other things. Again, I just want you to do a daily log of what your day is going to look like on Friday. I know that this is being assigned on Thursday, but some of you will not look at it until the end of the day. So I want you to make a Friday daily log. This information with your assignment description is in the PowerPoint that's linked under assignments on the weekly lesson plan. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope it goes well.